What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The catch. Fam, I hope everyone out there is doing phenomenal. Hope you guys have had the best Tuesday of your entire life. As always, I hope you guys are ready for another live 2024 fantasy football draft here at the catch. We're hopping into an Underdog fantasy football draft per usual tonight. And yes, we're coming to the end of an era. The fast puppy at a fill rate of 91.8%. This might be the last night that we are able to hop into the fast puppy. So I will be entering the lobby, let's say 10:38 p.m. Eastern time. I was a couple minutes late, so I'll give you guys extra minute or so, but 10:38 p.m. Eastern time, I'll hop into the lobby and we will get cracking drafting another incredible squad for the 2024 fantasy football season. Okay. Let's take a look at the fantasy news for the day. We got some interesting stuff and some non-interesting stuff. Let's see. CeeDee Lamb is not expected to report to training camp as he seeks a new deal per Adam Schefter. Sorry. No surprise there. And other Cowboys, former Cowboys wide receiver news. We have Michael Gallup retiring from the NFL. Thank you, Michael Gallup, for your years, your service in fantasy football when you were very up and down. Hope you enjoy the retirement. Once again, 10:38 p.m. Eastern time, I'm entering the Fast Puppy lobby. Keep an eye on the clock. All right, the first running back to get reps after running back Isaiah Pacheco during the first team time period with the Chiefs today was Denerick Prince, a former undrafted free agent. Ran ahead of former first-round pick Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So, okay, I'm entering the lobby. Let's go. Okay. Another one of these lobbies where I'm like the last person. Okay, J-Dubs got in at least. All right. We got one of you guys in here, and I'll probably do a second draft, so. All right, so for all you Clyde Edwards-Helaire truthers, or those of you who've been handcuffing Isaiah Pacheco with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or just drafting Clyde Edwards-Helaire as, you know, a potential handcuff, maybe this is bad news. We'll find out. I don't read too much into this type of thing this type of year. But it is important to note. Okay, the Miami Dolphins are placing wide receiver Odell Beckham on the active/physically unable to perform list to start training camp. So for those of you who've been drafting Odell Beckham in best ball drafts as your final pick, or on teams where you drafted Tua as your final pick, I don't know. We'll find out if this matters. He should be good to go by the season. Here's one that I really like. I love training camp reports. Can't you guys tell? Packers running back A.J. Dillon is in the best shape of his life, according to Green Bay head coach Matt LaFleur. Training camp hype season is so back. I actually didn't even see that part added. Shout out to A.J. Dillon for being in the best shape of his life. I actually drafted A.J. Dillon in one weekly winners draft. I just want to say I did do that. So is the return of A.J. Dillon happening this year? Only time will tell. Rams have placed tight end Tyler Higbee on the PUP list. No surprise there. Browns wide receiver, shout out to Amari Cooper, made the thumbnail tonight, is getting a $5 million raise while the team also is guaranteeing him the $20 million currently left on his contract. Big day for Amari Cooper, trying to catch up to the wide receiver market a bit. Very good wide receiver. Shout out Amari Cooper. Enjoy your raise. That is much more significant than the raise I got this year. 49ers first round wide receiver Ricky Pearsall has injured his hamstring while open training camp on the PUP. Oh, that's a little spicy. Give me Gibby. Give me Drake London. Okay with MH Jr. there. Okay with JT. I was kind of contemplating, do I want to go double hero running back here? MH Jr. off the board now. JT, Chris Olave, all fine there. Nico Collins, maybe okay too. All right, but the next report we have is despite seeking a new contract, 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk is reporting to training camp. So maybe a little bit more of an emphasis on that deal getting done with Ricky Pearsall starting the year on the PUP list. And also, we'll end with this final news piece for the day. The Kansas City Chiefs have been giving Kadarius Toney running back snaps during training camp. If he can't catch the ball, maybe he can run with the football. We shall see. No, I'm not worried about Isaiah Pacheco. Do not bring any Isaiah Pacheco slander into my chat tonight. All right, Taylor's in the house. Good to see you. J-Dubs, good to see you. J-Dubs, have fun. Or excuse me, Taylor, have fun in your Best Ball Mania. I just want one more night with the fast puppy, okay? I just need one more night with this tournament. After the view, what's up, Pete? Not hard when he had a body built by Burger King. Wait, which player was that? Oh, AJ Dillon. Oh. Shout out AJ Dillon. I should put AJ Dillon on the thumbnail. What's up, Pete? CH is not practicing right now. That's why Prince and Tony are getting the reps. I didn't even know that. It's like, what's the point of reporting? Like, what's the point of reporting those two things and not including that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not practicing? Cats, I'm sorry you missed the draft. I always, like, I hate when I join a draft and it automatically starts. I'm like, dang it, I know some of you guys did not get in. I get so hype when I join a draft and it says like 10 spots available. That's what I want. Shane, good to see you. Hello, hello. But I will have time to run a second draft tonight, so we can try and plan for a second one. J-Dub's not falling forward with the A.J. Dillon hype. I'm not either. Part of me was like, but no. We can't do it. Like I said, I drafted A.J. Dillon in one weekly winners tournament where I was drafting exclusively Packers, Rams, and Chiefs players. And I tried to draft nothing else. Pete says, CD is a bum. Ayuk is back in good graces. I was wondering how you're going to feel about that. Whatever wide receiver is currently holding out, Pete is not a fan of. All right. Who am I going to draft here? Get my exposure pulled up. Let's not talk about that. It's going to depend on who Justin Joseph goes with here. Man, I was hoping Tank Dell was going to be there. All right, got to go. You know what? Let's go Laporta. We got Gibbs. Let's go Laporta. And I'm going to go Pickens. But part of me really wants to draft Amari Cooper just because he's on the thumbnail. But it's okay. I only do that with the mock drafts. I'll go Pickens here. We're in a position now where we can stack with all late round quarterbacks. And outside of that, like, so I kind of talked about last night, like, doing more teams where I'm either going hero running back or I'm going early tight end, 5 wide receiver. So this is kind of a blend of both. But the advantage of going early tight end or let's say drafting 2 tight ends early, or even just early-ish, like a Laporta, McBride, Kincaid, Kelsey, Andrews, and then you get a guy like Ferguson, maybe get a guy like Goddard or Schultz, right? Like the point I'm trying to make is if you have a second tight end on your team who is flex worthy, who is of wide receiver value, who, it doesn't have to be like equivalent to a guy like Debo Samuel or Garrett Wilson or AJ Brown or Devonta Smith or Lamb, Hill, Evans. Like, it doesn't have to be that caliber, right? But if you end up having a second tight end on your team who can fill in at the flex spot, and maybe you have one less wide receiver who you're like very, very confident in, well, then you're in a great position at tight end, and you still have the potential for those players to fill in at the flex spot. And maybe you hit really well on those later round wide receivers. Well, now you have even more opportunity at the flex spot as well as a wide receiver 3 spot. So I've done a lot of teams where I end up with 2 early-ish tight ends, or maybe a early tight end, then an early-ish tight end, then like 5 wide receivers, a 0 RB build. And something about that just feels really good. A majority of the time I do it. All right. Pete says, show up for camp. I guess there are no Vikings holding out. Who's the next Viking to hold out, Pete? Pick 11's cooking with correlation. Yeah, he has a nice little squad going right there. He honestly, he might be purposely drafting for correlation, or he might straight up. Sorry, I have my. I don't know where to put my water right now. You might straight up just be drafting the best available wide receivers. Chase Brown in the house. The Chase Brown. What's up, brother? I'm just dandy tonight. Happy to be here. Pete, no one, we pay everyone. This is true. This is true. Definitely no quarterbacks holding out over there. Pete, we did get the report that Sam Darnold getting those first team reps. As expected, though, right? There are a lot of players here that I like. Who you picking, Dustin Joseph 075? 075? Nice, dude. I'm doing it. I'm sending it right here. I am sending it full steam. Patrick Mahomes threw a touchdown pass in training camp to Xavier Worthy. Give me Rice and Worthy. Okay. Training camp hype is in full swing. But in all seriousness, I have been talking about these Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers all offseason long. Mainly Hollywood and Rashee Rice. But I think if you're sitting here at the 5-12 and both these guys are here, just take both at the turn. One's going to work out, right? MVP season incoming for Sam Darnold or Patrick Mahomes? You know what? I hope Sam Darnold has an incredible year. I hope he has an MVP caliber year. I do. I hope it's like that Case Keenum year. Everyone doubted him. Great playoff run. Close to a Super Bowl run, but yeah, a lot of good running back value there. Cook and White both sitting there. Walker, Christian Watson was there. If I didn't go hero running back, like if I went with a wide receiver here, I would go Cook or White, and then one or the other, the Kansas City guys right here. Yeah, so I had a lot of teams early in the offseason, right, where, especially from the 1.1, where I would go Mahomes and Hollywood, and then at pick 72, I was able to get Rice or Worthy. And sometimes I would get both, or sometimes I just end up with one. We saw Worthy drafted more often before Rice earlier in the offseason, but I think those days are over. I think you could still land Mahomes at the 412, and then I mean, every now and then Kelsey falls back that far, but not incredibly often. And I think you can still get Hollywood at the 5-1, but you're still kind of reaching a little based on ADP, which I didn't mind doing. So I think for the stack, it's worth it. Sam the man, that's right. Earlier, I reached 8 picks on Mahomes to get Mahomes, Hollywood, and Worthy. Hard to do the way ADP falls. Yeah. I think it's okay to do. I think I drafted a team where I went C-Mac, Kelsey, Pacheco, Mahomes, Hollywood. I did, actually. Then I wanted to see if Worthy or Rice would fall back to me, and they did not. Like, I was just hoping for one or the other. I do not regret it, though. Albert's in the house. Good to see you, my dude. And I'm really hoping that JMO falls, but if he doesn't, it's okay. A lot of good running backs available. Kyler Murray's available. Team with MH might take him. Top available players, we got Kyler, Aaron Jones, Ramondre, Najee, Connor, JMO, Zamir White, Jonathan Brooks. Okay, so we do land JMO, so we know we're going to take him. Then the question is, do I want to take another wide receiver here? No one at quarterback I want. I just don't feel like great about Aaron Jones right here. I want to see who falls at running back. Let's take Cortland Sutton. 6 wide receivers, 1 running back, 1 tight end. So now with picks 108, 109, 132, 133. I guess we got to target Goff. Who has Amon-Ra St. Brown? Bentley. He's got Stroud on his squad for no reason, but other than that, Stroud will probably be good this year. He's got a decent little squad here, but I got to watch Bentley. No one else should really have any reason, unless I guess anyone trying to correlate. They play the Niners week 17. So I guess I should watch some Niners squads. But, yeah, basically got to go. I don't know if I want to get Goff. I might have to see if Goff falls to 132. I might have to reach for Goff. Maybe I should have gone running back there. Yick, what's going on, my guy? In half PPR, if I took Bijan and / Hall in the first, should I go wide receiver, London, Olave, Evans in the second, or running back, Pacheco, Etienne, A-Chain? In half PPR, I don't have a problem going back-to-back running back. I'd really like, how do you want to start your draft? I mean, in half PPR, that double hero RB strat can be so beneficial. But I do think there's pretty decent touchdown upside for London, Evans, and Olave this year. And I think touchdown upside is so important at wide receiver when it comes to half PPR. But, like, man, you start with Bijan or Hall, then A-Chain, or Pacheco, or Etienne. I like all 3 of those guys. I probably go double running back. It is okay to go wide receiver there, though. Really, like, my main strategy in half PPR leagues right now is just load up at running back and then try to get 2 to 3 wide receivers that have good touchdown upside. Or maybe start with a wide receiver in the first and then just unload at running back. Get a late round tight end, get a late round quarterback. Try to get a top 10-ish guy at both that are falling and just literally draft like 6 running backs. But you still want like a solid wide receiver one. So I don't have a problem going Bijan, Hall, than one of those wide receivers. I don't know if I really answered your question. I kind of just gave you like 7 different answers. How much do you like Jalen Reed? I like Reed. I think it's just, and I'm drafting enough shares of Jalen Reed. But I think at times what happens is I just see the value of Watson and Dobbs, Jontavion Wicks. You can just draft them so much later. I think when Reed is there, especially if he falls slightly, like I still like taking. I mean, he had 8 touchdowns last year. Like I still like drafting Jaden Reed, but you know how I am. I tend to look at players that potentially hold more value based on ADP, and especially with me just liking Christian Watson a lot, and I think Dobbs just being way overlooked. Goes in the 9th round tonight. I still think Dobbs is going to have a good year. I mean, he has really good chemistry with Jordan Love. All right, I got to take some running backs here, so I'll get... Oh, dang it. No. I thought I had Gus queued up. Oh, no. I don't really care. I was going to see if Goff would fall to 132, and this has been a pretty light quarterback draft. I did not mean to do that. I thought Gus was queued before him. It's okay, though. I mean, like, Goff is valuable for this team. We have J-Mo, Laporta, and Gibbs, and there is still a strong chance. I don't want to say strong. There's a good chance he would have not come back to pick 132, but I was going to see if he would fall because right now on the board, we still have Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy, Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, and Tua, who all have an ADP before Goff. So if all those quarterbacks go, I won't feel bad. And, I won't be surprised if there's a little bit of a run here. The team that has Amon-Ra has one quarterback right now, so there's a chance maybe he goes with Goff at 126. I mean, that's still about Goff's ADP. I mean, he goes Purdy, so he stacks with Debo, so I'm not going to beat myself up for it. Yeah, do you agree 3rd-round wide receivers, Nico, Kupp, Ayuk, Debo, Moore, Metcalf has potential to do better than 2nd? So might as well go hero RB. Yeah, all those guys you just listed in the 3rd, if you were to start Breece Hall and Bijan, and then Pacheco, Etienne, or A-Chain, and then still start with a Nico Collins, DJ Moore, Debo Samuel, Kupp, Ayuk, Metcalf. I just kind of try to put them in order there. I'd target Nico, then DJ Moore, then Debo, Ayuk, Kupp, Metcalf in that order. But if you can get one of those guys, honestly, I think they're maybe just they're close to as good or as good as anyone that you have listed in the 2nd there. So yeah, if that's what you're looking at, I would just go double hero running back. I think all those guys in a half PPR league, perfectly fine to start with as your wide receiver 1. I like Debo a lot in half PPR. And in terms of touchdown upside, Nico, Debo, Moore, Ayuk, still fine. Kupp is still fine. Metcalf's fine too. So yeah, if that's what you're looking at, I say you roll with double hero running back. There's something just really strong about starting your draft with 2 running backs this year too. Half PPR, I think it's going to end up being the way to go. But you still want to kind of identify, in some of those mid to later rounds, wide receivers that you think have enough touchdown upside too. All right, so we're looking pretty good. A little hiccup there. I don't know if... So, yeah, I don't know if Goff would have made it back because all those other quarterbacks are gone. And like I said, the team with Amon-Ra still goes quarterback. Why this guy have to steal Austin Eckler from me? Oh, no. All right, this is a true hero running back team. My opinion, Hall / Bijan is more upside than Chase, Amon-Ra, Jay Jettis, and half PPR. And half PPR, I don't think that's unfair to say. And I think there's even a chance that Hall and or Bijan can finish as like the number 3, number 2, number 4 overall player in fantasy football this year, wide receivers included, in full PPR. I think they're both going to have very, very good years. All right, so I'm going to take Jerome Ford. And then, like, a part of me just wants to say I'm just going to go tight end here and take Dalton Schultz. Take another wide receiver. But we got to get another running back. Let's just go Rico Dowdle. Especially because Gibbs and Gus the Bus had the same bye week. But I'm okay with where we're going right here. This is a good entry so far. J-Dub says redraft leagues are incoming. Full swing, baby. It's going to be a blast. Chase, good to see you. What's up, my dude? Ooh, the poll is split 50-50. Who you drafting? Mari Cooper or George Pickens at 50-50. All right. Top available players here as we are in the 12th round. Schultz, Josh Downs just selected. Jahan Dotson, Marshawn Lloyd, Xavier Leggett, Ricky Pearsall. Here's my team so far. Goff, Gibbs, Gus Edwards, Jerome Ford, Ricky Dowdle. I'm going to start calling him Rico Dowdle. Drake London, George Pickens, Rasheed Rice, Xavier Worthy, J-Mo, Cortland Sutton, Sam the Man Laporta. Some pretty good players available. Schultz, Dotson, Pearsall, Captain Kirk, Darnell Mooney, TJ Hawkinson, Luke Musgrave, Matthew Stafford. See who's there at the next turn. A while before I draft. J-Dubs, what are you doing over there? Chase, Olave, Neighbors, McLaurin, Myers. Nice. Got the Burrow stack. Pitts and Kittle. Nice. Monty, B-Rob, Singletary, Kendre Miller. Looks good to me. Chase says the boys from Endgame are definitely sold on Rico over Zeke at the moment. Chris definitely does not believe in Dusty Crusty Zeke, as he calls him, Crusty Zeke. Yeah, Chris is all in on Dowdle right now, that's for sure. They are not fans of Zeke recently. Recent Zeke. Yes, hard not to be influenced by them when I spend a lot of time working on editing their videos as well. But I think actually, Chris, if you're out there listening, I feel like Chris would be pretty happy with this. Chris and Pierre, in terms of like a hero running back team and going kind of in on every other position. Gibbs, Edwards, Ford, and Dowdle are all guys I like. Shout out to the Endgame team. I don't know. Dalton Schultz is still available. Someone definitely has to lead that backfield. This is true. It's going to be those two, unless an injury happens. It's going to be some combination of Zeke and Dowdle, right? Man, I was starting to hope that Schultz was going to fall. I want Cousins. Okay. So give me Cousins. And, I really want Demarcus Robinson. But I'm also trying to not draft as much of him. So I think I'm going to go running back here because we are kind of in a weird spot at running back. And, guys, I really think to start the year, Chuba Hubbard's going to be the starter for the Panthers. I still think, we've talked about him as a value earlier in the offseason. But I just think he continues to be a value where he's going in drafts. And for like a team like this where we went hero running back, getting our RB1, loading up at wide receiver, getting our tight end one, getting the stack at quarterback there, and then Gus Edwards, Jerome Ford, Rico Dowdle are the only running backs I have. I think Chuba Hubbard's a great pick here. But I like Vidal, who's available right there. I think the upside's there. I'm starting to take some shares of Ray Davis. But, man, this drop-off at running back is ugly. And, yeah, plenty of wide receivers right here we could have gone with. Could have gone with another tight end. If Schultz fell there, that was going to be a tough decision because then I have Schultz, Demarcus Robinson, Kirk Cousins, Chuba Hubbard, and, quite frankly, also Matthew Stafford. Like, at this point in the draft, when Stafford's against ADP, I feel like he's a great value. Kobe B, what's up, my guy? On ESPN, you can get crazy wide receiver value in the mid rounds. If you have 1.12, would you draft running back and wait for wide receivers? I do not have a problem this year in general, really, regardless of what platform you're drafting on, league format you're drafting in, going double running back to start your draft, especially if you're at the end there. Like if you're going Gibbs, JT, Gibbs, Barkley, I'm good with that. If you're going Breece Hall, then Barkley. If you're going Bijan, then JT. Like I think some of these double hero running back teams are going to end up with some really, really, really high ceilings throughout the season. So, I'm completely good with that, especially if I haven't done any. I haven't touched anything except for the Sleeper app and Underdog. That's all I stick to this time of year. But if you are seeing good value at wide receiver in those mid rounds, for sure, my guy. Taylor, did you all see Hawkinson is expected back after their bye week 6? Yeah, so we talked about this. I don't remember what days we talk about things anymore because everything is a big blur. But yeah, we did talk about this. Let me go back and see when that was first reported. That was yesterday. That's what I thought. Wow. Yeah, considered well ahead in his recovery, and his ADP like on Underdog hasn't really drastically changed. He's going about where he's been going, but I just told you guys, keep an eye on Hawkinson's ADP because people are going to be more willing to draft him. I'm seeing a lot more people like chase 3 quarterback builds, which is fine. I forgot I do have 2 quarterbacks. I was like, do I only have 1 quarterback? No, I just got Cousins. Sorry to the Pitts. Who drafted Pitts? Oh, sorry, J-Dubs. My bad. Who drafted Bijan? I don't really feel like people are aggressively stacking Bijan and Cousins. That's like the only other player to look out for. I knew I wasn't going to get Demarcus Robinson, but I'm always crossing my fingers that Demarcus Robinson falls to me. All right, Pete, I was wondering if you're still in here. No shot unless we're 4-2 or better. The Pete prediction on the return of Hawkinson is another thing we must monitor very closely this year. Will Pete be correct about TJ Hawkinson or not? Kobe, and by the way, Pete, you're gonna be 4-2 or better with Sam Darnold at quarterback. Come on, Kobe. I can get Waddle, Ayuk, Devonta Smith. Yeah, if you're getting two of those guys at the 3-4 turn, yes. What is up with ESPN's ADP? All right, give me Kate Otten, the GOAT. And gosh, I just keep drafting this player. I keep drafting Malachi Corley. He's just always there. I feel like he's a nice wide receiver. What is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wide receiver 7 or 8. I think most times he's wide receiver 7 for me. He's just there. I just take him. I don't know. Yeah, Kobe, if that's what you're looking at, keep taking that. J-Dubs, I'm pushing QB2. Good. Pete's schedule's brutal to open the year. It's Sam Darnold, bro. Let's see. At the Giants, there's some light. San Francisco at home, Houston at home, at Green Bay, the Jets at home. 2 and 4 might be more likely. Oh, wait, I guess it's just 5 games. Then you get Detroit at home, at the Rams, Indy at home, at Jacksonville, at Tennessee, at Chicago, Arizona at home, Atlanta at home, Chicago at home, at Seattle, Green Bay at home, at Detroit. That's a tough schedule. At least you got the Giants week 1, baby. Tommy, what's up, my guy? Thank you for dropping by. Always appreciate you being in the house. All right, I think this is a good draft tonight. We got Goff with Gibby and Laporta. Cousins with London. Been doing a little bit more basic stacking lately. Hero running back team, Gibbs, Edwards, Jerome Ford, Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard. Drake London, George Pickens, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy. J-Mo, Sutton, Malachi Corley. Oh, sorry, J-Mo, you're also stacked with Goff. Laporta and Otten at tight end. So really, we have 3 more picks? 2 more picks. I might get another tight end. I get another running back. Might need to get another wide receiver. I feel like that's a pretty good roster head to toe. So not overly stressing these last 2 picks, but we can kind of use help anywhere, honestly. I guess I might go running back, wide receiver. Might just take Sam Laporta and Kate Otten to the promised land here. If I take a tight end this late, it's just like Mike Gesicki. If I've drafted Bryce Young, I'll just take Ja'Tavion Sanders. If I've drafted Stafford, I'll just take Parkinson. Sorry. I was thrown off because Dameon Pierce goes here, and he's like the RB6 that I like. Bentley with a couple late rounds selections here that hurt me. He helped us, or I don't know, we were thinking he might draft Goff, which I made sure did not happen. Kobe, do you have a consistent live stream schedule? Right now, this point of the year, I'm basically streaming every night. If I don't stream, it's usually like Wednesday or Thursday end up being the toughest nights for me. Other than that, we're streaming every night. The schedule, once it's finalized for the regular season, I'll have out for you guys. But basically, yeah, this time of year leading up to kickoff, like I'm just trying to stream as often as I can. In terms of the time, it's a little all over the place. But I would say most nights close to 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. Sometimes a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later. So, wow, there's no one available that I like. Take Estime. You already know I'm taking my boy Khalif Raymond. I almost took Russell Wilson because I had Pickens. All right, for those of you guys interested in joining the next draft, I will be entering the Fast Puppy at 11:18 p.m. Eastern Time. Get ready. Here's the team: Goff, Cousins, Gibbs, Gus the Bus, Ford, Dowdle, Chuba, Audric Estime, Drake London, George Pickens, Rashid Rice, Avery Worthy, J-Mo, Cortland Sutton, Malachi Corley, Khalif Raymond, Sam Laporta, Kate Otten. Go Lions. Good team. I'm okay with this squad. J-Dubs, whatever you did was good too. Oh, who's your QB2? Drake May? It's got to be Drake May, right? Guys, I'm joining the next draft at 11:18 p.m. Eastern Time if you want to hop into a Fast Puppy with me. I just want to see who J-Dubs drafts here. Oh, Drake May's long gone. I'm dumb. He's right here. Got to be Bo Nix. Who am I kidding? How dare I disrespect Bo like that? 92.2% filled. All right, guys, next draft in under a minute, 11:18 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be entering the lobby. Let's cross our fingers. We all get in together. We're all in this together. Watch the clock, 11:18 p.m. Eastern Time. I think I've said it enough. Charles, what's up, man? Totally feel you on starting double hero running back. I go to the extreme, try to start off with 3 of the top 10 depending on where I pick. Everyone's sucking wide receiver like a 304. Got to zig when everyone's zagging. I love it. Yeah, and I mean, like, the advantage, right, is I'm in so many drafts this year, entering so many underdog drafts. I'll be in so many leagues this year. Like, I can try out different strategies, let you know how they work. But wide receiver is being heavily, heavily drafted this year. I mean, generally in the top 5, top 6 picks, we see 2 to 3 running backs, 2 to 3 wide receivers, right? And this is just another year. All right, we got J-Dubs in here. Another year where, like, you know, obviously Bijan usually going to like the 1-7, Hall will go at the 1-8, but I really think those two have an opportunity to finish in the top 3 or 4, top even 2 players in fantasy this year. So, with that being said, there are just players like on and I get it on underdog, like wide receivers more aggressively chased because you're starting 3, you know. But some of the ADP of players, Henry at 29.4, Pacheco at 40.7, ETN was an RB3 last year, 43.9, Cook at 58, Rashad White at 63.5, even Kenneth Walker at 69.3. And then I just think there's so many like later round guys that just hold tremendous value. Then you look on Sleeper, right? Some of these ADPs are a little bit different, but even Pacheco's at 33.5, Henry's at 27, White's at 40, Cook at 46, Walker at 52. Even guys like Monty at 65, Swift at 67, Ramondre Stevenson at 71.5. Guys like Mostert at 83, Zamir White at 83. I even like Jalen Warren's at 99, Austin Eckler's at 95. Gus the Bus 113. Give me some. We're going in. It's a Dan Campbell night over here. You know, there's just a lot of tremendous value at running back this year, right now. Maybe things change. Any players that stand out who go too early, in your opinion? So I put up my top 32 rankings today. So I guess like for me, I'm probably drafting like Derrick Henry ahead of Devon Achane. Kyron Williams sometimes before Devon Achane. I think that's too crazy. There's my top 32 in the comments for you. Looking at ADP right now. Let's look at Sleeper's ADP. I'd probably take Derrick Henry before Josh Jacobs. Jacobs is at ADP at 26.7, Henry at 27. Neighbors. I would say Neighbors is being drafted too early. Love Neighbors as a prospect. Do not like that situation for him. So I think Neighbors is a good one. I would rather have Kupp, Metcalf, Devonta Smith, Zay Flowers, and Tank Dell, and potentially Pickens or Higgins before Neighbors. I'll draft Neighbors every now and then in Underdog, but I'm not really targeting Neighbors this year. There's also really good wide receiver value to a degree this year too. Maybe Keon Coleman. I'd rather have Watson, Jamison Williams, and Sutton, and arguably Dobbs before Coleman. He's got an ADP of 100.3. Those next 4 wide receivers go after him. Scanning the lists here. Making draft picks. Give me Cooper Kupp. Kupp or DJ Moore are fine right there. We'll go with Kupp. At running back, and once again, I'm looking at Sleeper's ADP. I'll take Henry and Pacheco over Jacobs, but I think after that, Jacobs is fine. But I'm very high on Rachaad White and James Cook this year, and they're a little bit further back. I'll probably still take Monty over Swift, but that ADP is not that. It's 62.8 versus 65.8. I prefer Raheem Mostert and Zamir White, who are at 83.2 and 83.7, over Pollard at 81.6. Frankly, I'd probably take Jerome Ford at 125.6 over Zeke at 118.5. I mean, I think overall ADP is pretty much fine. On Sleeper, Njoku is at 86.8. Brock Bowers is at 77.7. And Jake Ferguson is at 87.4. I would rather have Ferguson than either of those guys. That one is, I would definitely take Ferguson there. I think quarterback's fine the way it is, but I probably am still taking Purdy and Tua over Caleb Williams. And can we quit the Baker Mayfield hate, please? Give me Cooper. Why does Taysom Hill have a higher ADP than Baker Mayfield? Baker is a top 10 quarterback and has the same offense this year. Different offensive coordinators, same offensive weapons. Yeah. Well, there's a scan for you guys. Jados were back to back right next to each other. What have you been doing over there? Bijan, Adams, Neighbors, McLaurin. Going in at wide receiver right now, man. Disbanded Brotherhood. Hello, hello. When can we do a 14-team draft 2 flex? We can definitely get it set up on Sleeper. Because right now, I need to film I need to film a mock draft tomorrow night. I need to get the 1-2 out this week. I got the 1-1 out last week. As I was saying that, I realized meant to film a mock draft today, but I can do it tomorrow. It's okay. Got a video ready, recorded for you guys this week. Top 32 went out today. You know what? I don't have a lot of Mark Andrews shares, so let's get Andrews in the mix. Gonna try and do where I was telling you guys, where I go like really aggressive at wide receiver and tight end, get an early tight end as well, and go 0 running back. We will see what happens. Amon Ra, Nico Collins, Cup, Cooper, a very nice start. I mean, I've done a couple teams where I go like 4 wide receiver, then I get Kincaid, and Kincaid's the guy I prefer, but I'm okay with Andrews. My decision there was, do I want to go wide receiver now and then wait, see if I want to go Pitts or Kittle at 67, which I also think is okay, although Pitts might not be there and Kittle might not be there. And it's like, do I hold off and try and get Ingram at 78? I mean, there goes Pitts. So Xavier Worthy goes at 5'4" in this draft. We have all 3 Chiefs wide receivers in the 5th. This hype around the Chiefs is not going anywhere. It's going to keep going unless someone gets hurt. And we do not want that. All right, give me Christian Watson. Christian Watson's a wide receiver 5, just feels good. Don't be overly concerned about the injury potential. And you just get that that strong potential upside. All right, so my top drafted quarterbacks right now, Underdog, still Baker, Bryce Young, Kirk Cousins, Tua, Matthew Stafford. Patrick Mahomes is at 12.1%. He was at 20%, but he's dropped down a bit. Not because I'm not drafting him, just because I've been going more late round quarterback lately. Running back, we got Austin Eckler at number 1 right now. Gus Edwards, Damian Pierce, Jerome Ford, DeAndre Swift. Then Henry, Mostert, Javonte Williams, Saquon Barkley, Isaiah Pacheco, Rashad White. It's also common with later round guys to have higher exposure, right? Wide receiver is a lot of late round guys. Demarcus Robinson, Jahan Dotson, Malachi Corley, Hollywood, Cortland Sutton, Christian Watson, Deontay Johnson. Sorry, let me make this pick. It is really tempting to take the stack right here. I'm going to go JSN, but and go CJ Stroud, because I do have Collins. And, man, I wish I went Jordan Addison, because now I have 3 wide receivers on a week 10 bye, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Stroud was eyeing me down right there. He falls to John Ditcher, who at least still stacks him. I have been taking, like with these builds, a lot of Addison as a wide receiver 5. Or wide receiver 6. I like Addison as a wide receiver 6 a lot, even with the situation going on. All right, so now what I will do is I will draft 4 running backs in a row. And, you know, with this type of build, like, you just know what you're getting. Like, the pressure, it doesn't feel monumental because it might not be the prettiest running back room, but you know you're just going to take the best available running back for 4 picks. Okay, then you can even things out at wide receiver, tight end, quarterback, wherever you need to, and you can get 1 to 2 more running backs as the draft goes on. They're not going to be great. Just take the guys that are there. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. All right. How do you guys feel about Aaron Jones? Because Aaron Jones in this range, I just don't feel good about. I just don't. There's a confident pick right there. You had best take DeAndre Swift off the board. You know I love to see that. Just absolutely beautiful. Give me Zamir White. Zamir White is an RB1. I don't care what anyone says. J-Dub's going Brock Bowers. A little Vegas action over here. Man, I was hoping Ingram would... if Ingram was there at 78, I was going to consider going kind of bully tight end there. I was hoping Mostert would fall somehow, but that would also be 8 picks against ADP, so wasn't really banking on it, but oh well. This is the range. If you go 0 running back and you have this turn and you can get any combination of Mostert, White, and Swift, I feel pretty good for a 0 running back team with those guys as RB1, RB2. But it's a little bit tough. All right, so there are good players available. J-Mo just goes. Jordan Love, Josh Palmer, Tyler Lockett, Jaden Daniels, and Joku at the top of the list right now. Romeo Dobbs, Rashid Shaheed out there, Shakir, Brian Robinson goes to J-Dubs. And sometimes when I'm in one of these spots, I kind of consider, like, do I just want to take another wide receiver? Let's go Tajay Spears. But, like, you think about it, you go Palmer as your wide receiver 7 or Dobbs. That does not feel too bad. You just want to knock it out now. But I got to avoid a week 10 bye. And I like Dobbs, arguably the best out of that bracket, if not Palmer. Dobbs has a week 10 bye. So running back makes the most sense anyways. Going back to most drafted tight ends, we got Dalton Schultz, Jake Okonkwo, Mike Gesicki, TJ Hawkinson, Cole Kmet, Jatavion Sanders, Luke Musgrave, then Kincaid, Otten, Ingram, Ferguson, Pitts, Kittle, Ben Sinnott, Laporta. So it at least evens out. And then you got Johnny Smith, Dawson Knox, Travis Kelce. Next tier is Freiermuth, Goddard, McBride. So it's pretty even out. I mean, you're looking at a higher exposure to late round guys than mid round guys, and I at least still have all those elite names in there. All right, I'm feeling okay right now. I do need to figure out like who my stack's gonna be. All right, give me Gus the Bus, baby. I don't know if I'm going to finish. Like, I think Gus Edwards and Demarcus Robinson are going to end up being my most drafted players just because of their ADP. I don't know if I can avoid those guys. I was kind of hoping if Trey Benson had fell there, I would have gone Benson. All right, into the 11th round, 10 rounds down. I think I'm going to be okay for this next pick. Maybe not. Jerome Ford on my queue. But honestly, he is a week 10 buy. Zamir White is a week 10 buy. Maybe that's a good thing. Blake Corum gone. He's in consideration. All right, I'll go Austin Eckler. Nice. All right, so here's a look at a 0 RB team with an early tight end. Zamir White, Tajay Spears, Gus Edwards, Austin Eckler. Tight end is Mark Andrews. And a wide receiver, we're just loaded here. Amon-Ra, Nico Collins, Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, Christian Watson, JSN. Do you guys prefer JSN or Jordan Addison as that wide receiver 6? Just curious. If I was paying attention to bye weeks, I probably would have gone Addison. So from here on out, I mean, this is a build where I probably want 6 running backs. Jared Goff's gone. He's way against ADP tonight's draft. That team's got Laporta and Gibbs. I mean, they were in the same exact position we were last draft. I don't know who I'm stacking over here, but I'll figure it out. Charbonnet is intriguing in this range for me. He's gone. So give me Dotson. So wide receiver 7. I'm pretty happy there. But a lot of good players that I like there. Rico Dowd will just go. Xavier Leggett, Ricky Pearsall, Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, TJ Hawkinson. I mean, good names all available right there. I think I'm just going to kind of, at this point, punt tight end behind Andrews. What late round tight ends are you guys looking at right now? And I mean late round guys like Cade Otton, Isaiah Likely, Jonnu Smith, Ben Sinnott, Chicken Conquo, Jawan Johnson, Jelani Woods, Gasecki. Like, those are late round guys. Who do you guys prefer right now? Taylor says, y'all won't believe the snipe that just happened to me. Oh, I believe it already. I don't even know it. But I believe it. Throw it on us, man. I got to go Stafford here. Stack him with Cup. Best move. Glad he was there. J-Dub says Woods. Why do you guys like Jelani Woods? I don't feel anything for Jelani Woods. I just don't. He did some stuff in his rookie season. Who are the tight ends on? You got Will Mallory. They have so many tight ends. Kylan Granson. Mo Alley Cox is still there. Jordan Murray, Eric Tomlinson, Drew Ogletree. I mean, I guess it's Woods or Mallory. I just don't feel... I mean, if I draft Richardson, upside and he's cheap, but what's the options? Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Like, if he's fully healthy this year, right, he's out there. He can definitely be the tight end one for a team that looks very different with Anthony Richardson at quarterback. So it makes sense. Yeah, like at that point, does anyone else present upside? It's fair. I like Ben Sennett. I mean, his ADP is 187. You guys know I like Chicken Conquo. He's going at 189. I mean, Woods going at 207, so. No, I needed my boy. No. I was actually looking at Watson because I have Cooper. Well, this only leaves one option, boys. Give me Demarcus Robinson. Look at that push, J-Dubs. I almost took Kirk there as well. I really almost did. But that's a good push for you. I didn't even... As soon as I realized that you drafted Mooney last round, yeah. Great push. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 more picks. I'll figure this out. We're probably going to have an unstacked QB2. I'm just going to go Rodgers. Screw it. I kind of prefer to wait and just get Bryce Young, but we'll go Rodgers. Maybe I'll still go Bryce Young. But honestly, I think I need to go 2 running backs, 1 tight end, or 2 tight end, 1 running back. Taylor got boxed out of QB3, so took Nix in round 17, just planning to take Dulcich with my last pick, and right before the guy sniped. Dulcich was 0 correlation. Not even mad. Who even drafts Dulcich? I don't, that's for sure. But some people are recently in on Greg Dulcich again and are targeting him. So, I mean, I have seen this happen. So, keep an eye on him if you're planning to correlate that late. But yeah, the chances of that happening very, very slim. Yeah, I mean, a good push for you, J-Dubs. I feel like this range of quarterback, Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield, sometimes Stafford, but I feel like not as often. Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers. These are the guys, if you're going to push, that you can definitely push on. Especially because for the most part, they're semi-limited on who they're stacked with, except maybe Baker. I mean, still just 2 players: Godwin, Evans. You could argue White, Cousins. It's really just Pitts and Moon, or well, I guess Mooney actually too, but mainly Pitts, London, and I guess you could argue Bijan. This is a gross pick, kind of no matter where I go. So I'll just go Chicken Conquo. Very good entry. We do have a little bit of Tennessee exposure in this entry. But this is a true hero 0 RB team. You know, I was about to take Dameon Pierce with that last pick just because I didn't want to miss out on him, and now he's gone. I really thought he would last to 198. So I will literally just be taking 2 long shots at running back. And I think that's fine. Unless I get to 211, it's like I should just go tight end. I mean, I guess if Parkinson is there, maybe. The last round running back I find myself drafting the most of is probably Will Shipley. And you know what? I don't want any of these running backs on my team. I was going to draft Jonnu Smith. I hate all these running backs right here. I'm just going to draft a very random running back to end this draft. It might be Will Shipley. We'll find out. Take a lot of Justice Hill in the last round. Don't put that on. Don't put that on Derrick Henry. But Hill might get involved even if Henry is healthy. J-Dub's on 30%. Roshan somehow. Honestly, if Roshan was there at 198, I probably would have taken him. Dude, this drafter also took Khalif Raymond at the end of his draft. This is a true. This guy did. He got Pickens too. Last draft we took Gibbs, Laporta, Rice, Goff, and Raymond. I mean, it's not that similar. Somewhat similar. All right, I'll take Donta Foreman here. He's fine. All right, there's the entry. We got staph infection. He is stacked with Cooper Kupp and Demarcus Robinson. We have an unstacked quarterback in Aaron Rodgers because why not? 0 RB build, Zamir White, Tajay Spears, Gus Edwards, Austin Eckler, Donta Foreman. Wide receivers are good. Amon-Ra, Nico, Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, Christian Watson, JSN, Jahan Dotson, Demarcus Robinson. That is a good wide receiver room. Mark Andrews at tight end, Chicken Conquo, Jonnu Smith. Good entry. Just got to know what you're working with. Dubby drafted right next to me. He's got Lamar, Action Jackson. Sorry if you wanted Andrews. I wasn't even paying attention. Kirk Cousins with Bijan and Mooney. Running backs are Bijan and Brian Robinson, both the B. Robinsons. Kendra, Bucky Irving, Roshan Johnson. Will Shipley. Wide receivers are Adams, Neighbors, McLaurin, Deontay Johnson, Brandon Cooks, Josh Downs, Darnell Mooney, Roman Wilson. Tight ends are Ingram and Bowers. Looks nice. Good entry. I'm sure there's something smart you're doing in there too. Shane, what time for the mock tomorrow? I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow or not. We can definitely get, if you're talking about the mock you need to do, we can get it put together and filled. I don't know if we'll be able to stream it necessarily. But if you need to get it put together and filled, I'm sure we can do that and at least do an off-air one. So, but Wednesdays are always kind of up in the air for me, unfortunately. Jacob's elite tight end is so cheap because people push up wide receivers. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of these builds lately where going aggressive at wide receiver and get a tight end in there. Felt like I had a good example of one. I mean, here's one where I got Kincaid, Amon-Ra, Collins, Cup, Higgins, Deontay Johnson, Jordan Addison, Jahan Dotson, Demarcus Robinson. This team is really similar to the team I just drafted. I mean, even Stafford, Cup, and then Mostert, Brian Robinson, Blake Corum, Chase Brown, Ray Davis, Damon Pierce, Bryce Young is stacked with Deontay. When Jatavion Sanders got Kincaid at tight end. So that team's pretty similar. This team is different. I don't know. I have quite a few entries into this tourney. This one's close. Kincaid, Hawkinson, Chase, Waddle, Metcalf, McLaurin, Deontay, Jahan Dotson, Demarcus Robinson. This one I went Burrow and Daniels, though. This is honestly a good team. Burrow with Chase, Daniels with McLaurin and Dotson, and Eckler, Bryce Young with Deontay. Kenneth, Gus Edwards, Dobbins, Herbert, Chase, Waddle, Metcalf, McLaurin, Deontay, Dotson, Robinson, Kincaid, Hawkinson. Burrow also with Gesicki. What is MMG Best Ball? MMG is a streamer on YouTube. This is his Best Ball league. So I guess he got a sponsorship. He's a pretty big streamer. He does Madden. He's a good streamer. So I believe I haven't watched him in a really long time. I think he's playing college football right now like everyone else. He's been doing YouTube for a long time. So 366K subs, but he's a good streamer. But yeah, it is whoa, what did I just do? It's this guy's tournament. I don't think I can play him on stream. I think I can play other streamers on my stream. I'm reacting to it. Don't demonetize the $1 going to make off this stream. But yeah, I'm going to enter a couple of these because once the fast puppy fills, that $5 entry is so nice, isn't it? But pretty soon here, I got to get cracking back on Best Ball Mania, but I'm trying to give it another week or so of training camp. And I still need to get some more weekly winners teams in. That's at 55.8. Best Ball Mania is at 45.9, which is okay. We got time, but those are going to fill quicker than you think. And we'll probably get... So, I don't know. Just having that $5 option is nice this time of year because Fast Puppy is probably going to be filled by tomorrow night. How many entries do I have in Best Ball Mania? Not enough. 13. Not enough. Shane, here's your team. Mahomes, Cousins, Mayfield, C-Mac, Connor, Mostert, Corum, Edwards, Debo, Evans, Hollywood, Rice, Watson, Pearsall, Chark, Musgrave, Otten, and Conqua. That team might do it, bro. I'm at 40, not maxing because I maxed the pre-draft big board. Yeah, I need to get more in. I'm way behind. But I try to save most of my drafts for streams, so we'll see. All right, ladies and gents, that should do it for the night. Hit the like, check out the links down below, do all that good stuff. Probably be back on tomorrow, just not sure what time. We'll see. We'll have a short coming out tomorrow. Stay posted. Great stream tonight. Thank you to J-Dubs for drafting with me. Thank you to everyone who hung out. I'll talk to you guys soon. With that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on The Catch.